Today, we're diving into something really fascinating. We're going to explore this idea that maybe, just maybe, the questions you ask, especially the ones that kind of make a room go quiet, well, what if they're actually a sign that you've got a highly intelligent mind? You know the feeling, right? We have all been there. You ask a question that seems totally logical to you, and you're just met with crickets, blank stares, a super awkward silence. And in that moment, it can feel like you've made some kind of huge social blunder.
But let's flip that on its head for a second. What if that's not the right way to look at it at all? What if that moment of discomfort isn't about you making a mistake, but it's about your brain just operating on a totally different wavelength?
And it turns out there's a solid psychological reason for this. People with highly intelligent minds tend to probe and question the world in ways that can feel, well, a little deep, a bit unusual, or even unsettling for folks who are comfortable with the way things are. They're not trying to be difficult, you know? They're just hardwired to process reality on a much deeper level.
So what exactly are these questions? Let's break down 7 of them and really get into what they reveal about the incredible mind that's asking them. Okay, first up, we have a real classic. This one challenges the very bedrock of our routines and traditions. It's the kind of question that just slices right through the old, well, that's just how it's always been done excuse. And right away, here is where the disconnect happens. To some people, asking this sounds rebellious, like you're just trying to stir the pot. But from a psychological standpoint, it's a huge signal of low conformity bias. It's not about being a contrarian for the sake of it. It's about genuine, high-level critical thinking.
Now, this next one, it goes against a really powerful human instinct. See, most of us, we spend our time and energy looking for proof that confirms what we already believe. But a truly sharp mind, it does something completely different.
Asking what if the opposite is true? Yeah, it can sound pretty confusing to people. But what it really signals is something called cognitive flexibility, which is this incredible ability to hold multiple, even totally contradictory ideas in your mind at the exact same time without getting emotionally attached to any of them.
So instead of backing away from those awkward silences or those defensive reactions, an intelligent mind gets curious. It actually leans in and starts to analyze the discomfort itself.
This question points to a really fascinating skill, metacognition, and that literally just means thinking about thinking. An intelligent person doesn't just feel the tension in the room. They kind of take a step back and analyze it, asking why it's even happening in the first place. It's an incredibly analytical approach to just being human.
Ooh, this one is a quiet but absolutely devastating question. It just gently pokes a hole in all that deeply ingrained social conditioning and the herd mentality that, let's be honest, we all fall into from time to time.
And there's actually a name for the phenomenon this question is fighting against. It's called the illusory truth effect. Basically, our brains are wired to think something is true just because we've heard it over and over and over again. A highly intelligent mind has this amazing built-in resistance to that, instinctively pushing past the repetition to find out what's actually true.
Just think about most arguments you've ever seen or been in. The goal is usually to win, right? To prove your point. But this next question, it reveals a completely different and frankly far more powerful motivation.
Wow, this is such a rare and powerful question. It is a sign of profound intellectual humility. Instead of trying to prove, I'm right, this question is actively searching for blind spots and potential mistakes in your own thinking. And you know what? Studies totally back this up. Truly intelligent people are often way more aware of their own limitations. That self-awareness, that willingness to admit you don't have all the answers is, ironically, the very thing that makes them smarter and helps them learn so much faster than everyone else.
This one often comes from a place of just genuine bewilderment. A logical mind presents a fact and gets an emotional, sometimes even angry response. And that can cause a lot of social friction.
So what is happening here, psychologically? Well, for a lot of people, their beliefs are deeply tangled up with their personal identity. So when you challenge one of their beliefs with a fact, it can feel like a personal attack. An intelligent mind is often really good at separating their ego from the information, but it can be super jarring when other people just don't. And that brings us to our 7th and final question. While most people are focused on the immediate problem, or the quick win, a sharp mind is playing chess, thinking 3, 4, 5 moves ahead.
This reveals an incredibly powerful skill, systems thinking. It's that ability to see past the immediate result and analyze the ripple effects. You know, the second and third order consequences, the hidden costs, the future outcomes that most people totally miss. It might sound a little pessimistic to some, but really it's just deeply realistic.
So why the big disconnect? Why do these questions, which feel so natural to the person asking, get such a weird reaction from everyone else? Well, it really comes down to two very different ways of experiencing the world. See, for the inquisitive, intelligent mind, asking these questions is just a form of exploration. It feels natural, it's exciting, it's necessary. But for a more conventional mind, those exact same questions can feel threatening. They can feel like a disruption to social harmony, or a really uncomfortable challenge to beliefs that feel safe and stable.
So, if any of this has been hitting home for you, if it's felt familiar, here is the single most important thing I want you to take away from all of this.
Just let that sink in for a second. It is not a character flaw. You are not being difficult on purpose. Your brain is simply and beautifully wired to dig beneath the surface, to challenge assumptions, and to hunt for a more profound understanding of the world around you.
So, I'll leave you with a final thought to mull over. Looking back at these 7 questions, which one really resonates with you? Which one do you find yourself asking all the time, even if it's just inside your own head? It's a pretty powerful clue to how your own brilliant mind works.